Blacking China, Season 2, sponsored by Hayden T. Joseph, Certified Public Accountant. Visit us at advancedamericantax.com.
Because Asian people have here, but I'm like, why does sex toy have people? Because they would want pubic hair. I mean, ooh, rose tea.
To make the situation real?
Yeah, basically. It's not supposed to be that real. Wait.
是黑人在中国，
黑人在中国，
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 黑人在中国。
I was coming to China and I had no understanding of what China culture was, how I would fit in. So it helped me immensely because I really had no understanding. I didn't have a lot of knowledge of Chinese culture. I didn't have a lot of background on it. I didn't study anything in school or anything like that. And it happened pretty quick, me coming. So I was looking for information. I was looking for like, what is this all about? How am I going to be perceived? And it gave me a lot of that information. I looked at the social, I looked at the dating, I looked at the jobs, the career opportunities, all the different aspects, and it kind of covered it all in that documentary. So it really helped me just kind of get comfortable in my expectations of what China was going to be. It had all different perspectives, and I was real thirsty for that information. That I was researching all the time for hours on a day. So I really enjoyed it for that part. It had some perspectives on there that I don't relate to, but then it had some perspectives that I did relate to. So, you know, from what to expect from dating to what to expect from jobs and how people look at you and how people view you, it was really accurate. It was right on. When I came here, I was prepared. It happened just the way I thought it would. The negative things that were portrayed are real. The positive things that were portrayed were real. So yeah, it helped me out a lot. I wasn't looking at it from an entertainment standpoint. I needed information, and it gave me a lot of information that I needed. So I was appreciative of it. Those are my thoughts on it. And then, you know, when I found out you were doing a part 2, I definitely wanted to be a part of it because somebody else is going to be one coming. A lot of other people are going to be coming to China, and I know what it feels like to feel a little bit of anxiety because you don't know what to expect. And if I can help out with what I'm doing and give people an understanding that there's sports here, if you're an athlete or anything like that and you want to get into some sports, Chinese people do it differently, of course, but there's a place for it here. So if that's something that you enjoy, I mean, it's still a good place for that.
So one final thing, man. First, I just want to say shout out to Detroit, man. Shout out to the 313. That's where I'm from all day. West Side, Joy Road, Tireman, you know, Southfield Freeway, all of that stuff. Shout out to one of my mentors, man, Mo. His name's Mo, DJ Limelights. He's actually Dej Loaf's DJ right now. But that dude, he showed me a lot. A lot of the tricks, he was asking me earlier, a lot of the tricks and stuff that I do in my set, I actually picked up from him. So I haven't talked to him in a little while, but shout out to him if he ever sees this documentary. And shout out to Shanghai, man. Shanghai is the place. There's a lot of moves to be made, a lot of jobs to be taken, a lot of things and people to be seen around here, man. So if you're looking for something positive to do, something different to do, come out here, man, there and find something to do. We'll be out here waiting on you.
They make sure to kill them. I just read about this. I was like, what? And then after they explained it, I was like, it makes sense though. I mean, it's screwed up logic, right? But it makes sense. Like if you grew up in China and you lived here, and you're like, if I hit somebody and injure them, I might have to pay who knows how much money for the rest of their life that they're alive. But if I hit them and kill them, I just have to pay for like a burial fee or something, you know? Where in the States, I think it'd be different, right? Like we would just pay, it would be the opposite for us, right? So you don't want to kill someone because you have to pay a lot of money if somebody dies. And go to jail. Yes. But here it's like, yeah, I didn't even talk, but what I didn't understand was they would get them on film running the person over back and forth, right? Backing up, going forward, backing up, and then they get away with saying they thought it was a trash bag. That's the part that confused me. I was like, how do you get away with saying it's a trash bag when they see you on camera doing it? So I don't know. I don't understand that logic. I feel like part of that has to do with like Guanxi and like people who are, have money, basically.
You're a student here. Do they do stuff just for show and they're like, oh, we want the foreign students, even though...
Oh yeah, all the clubs. Every last one of those clubs are not for us. They're for the Chinese people to come out, but the Chinese people only come out, there's foreigners there. They're not for us.
Like what's clubs?
All of them. Muse, Fusion, Mints. Literally all of them. Because we go to the clubs, we don't pay for anything when we go to the clubs. Literally nothing at all. Like you just walk in, you turn up. That's it. And I'm talking about, when I say foreigners, I don't really mean particularly black foreigners, I mean particularly white foreigners. Because there's stories for black foreigners, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, the clubs aren't really for us because the people who pay for it the most, the Chinese people, they drop 100,000 RMB per night at these clubs, but it's only because there's foreign people there and they're like, they sit in the back. You walk in, I didn't realize it the first couple times I went. I think it was the fourth time that I realized this whole thing is a show. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the source of all the entertainment. They feed you this fake alcohol. You come in there, you turn up, and you think it's Ciroc, but that's not Ciroc. That is, whatever that is, that's not Ciroc though. And you see like all in the back. It's like all these Chinese couples, these Chinese dudes or whatever, with all their bottles, these big bottles of like Hennessy, all this stuff, chilling with like their foot out on the table, watching y'all dance, watching y'all turn up to this fake ass alcohol they fed y'all. Y'all don't pay for nothing, they pay for it. Like this is their entertainment, and they love you for being here. And that's whenever I decided I'm not about to go to any of those clubs no more, so I don't go anymore. Yeah, that fourth time I was like, yeah, I'm over it. Like I'm about to sit here and waste my time. It's cool to have free alcohol, but who wants free fake alcohol? Emphasis on fake alcohol. It's really bad for your stomach. Ugh. That Jack Daniels is, I don't know what that is. It's not Jack Daniels.
So I will say that for Beijing, because of the fact that we all live in the same exact areas, and there's an area called Sanlitun or Sanlituar with the Beijing accent, and literally that's where all the foreigners go. So whenever you go to Sanlituar, you will always see the same foreigners over and over and over and over again. And so that being said, everyone knows the same exact people. So maybe you meet some new person, you're like, oh, this person's so cool, and you happen to mention someone else, like, oh yeah, I know them too. So everyone knows everyone. Even if they don't know them by name, maybe they know their face. There's literally maybe only 1 degree of separation between foreigners in China, and maybe like half a degree if you're black.
I think I can speak to some of the ways in which the black experience is different from just the general Harbin experience, because I've had friends who have expressed shock at how much more they get stared at when they're accompanying a black friend. My experience changed also more as I understood more side conversations that were happening around me because of me, right? So you hear what some Chinese people might think are their secret thoughts about black people. There's this presumption that we don't come from any other continent other than Africa, right? So I've had taxi drivers ask me, instead of asking me where are you from, they'll say, you're from Africa, right? And I also, it's happened with my students and friends and acquaintances, whatever. You know, I'll tell them I'm from the United States and they'll say, okay, but where are your parents from? And also, okay, well, my mother is also from the Chicago area. Well, what about your grandparents? And I know what they're searching for, right? They're waiting for, oh, okay, these are the people in her family who immigrated from somewhere in Africa, which kind of, I mean, no one else that does not look like me gets that treatment. You know, if I have a friend who, his wife, for example, or appears white to a Chinese person, I should say. If you tell them, yeah, I'm from anywhere that's not Africa, they get, okay, that's cool, right? That's what I expected. That might have been my guess. It also happens the other way around too, because I have plenty of friends who are here, white friends who are South African, right? And so when they tell someone from South Africa, they're met with this disbelief, this astonishment. Like, there's no way you can be from South Africa, you're not black, right? Yeah. So it really shows sort of a deficiency in awareness about, you know, who comes from where and how unimportant skin color is when it comes to, you know, where you hail from.
Maintenance and care, shampoo, water. It's hard to find oil. If you got an oil guy, let me know. I can't find any good oil. I think I wash my hair quite a lot more than I would back home because I don't have so many oils, so I get dry, so I gotta, you know, treat my dry scalp. The hair maintenance is, I'll say, harder and easier here. It's harder to find the products that we need or that we want. But it's easier because when it's looking rough, nobody knows. Like the Chinese people, they got nothing to compare it to. There's nobody like, man, you need to tighten your dreads up, bruh. Or somebody like, you need an edge or something like that. They got nobody to compare it to. So it's, you know, that superficial or that materialistic like judgment that we have to suffer in America. Like we were talking about earlier about the shoes or something like that. Like a lot of that falls away in China. You know, when people are looking at you or staring at you, they're not staring at you because necessarily your style is whack. It's just that you're not Chinese. They're like, whoa, that's something different. So with the hair care and hair maintenance, it's up and down. To keep it short, it's up and down.
If I had not come here, I probably wouldn't have had that vision at this time. I've never considered traveling to Thailand. That happened in Phuket, Thailand. Once I moved to Shenzhen, there's other people that say, hey, you know, travel here, travel there. All these places are nearby. Thailand was one of them that was mentioned. So I looked up Thailand, off top thinking of vacation. Me designing doesn't feel like work, so me working there is still vacation to me. So once I looked up Thailand and saw everything it had to offer, and I saw that you can go elephant trekking, and I thought that, hey, that's really pretty cool. I've always wanted to visit a safari. It's not a safari, but it's close to it. And then I had the visions like, whoa, like take advantage of every opportunity. You could totally have a fashion shoot with an elephant, like have some garments custom made, you know, contact the company, let them know what you want and take it from there. And that's exactly what I did.
I'm just living. I'm not trying to become something bigger or anything or trying to make like a footprint in China. I'm just like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, teaching, saving, living life, figuring out what life is like outside of, you know, school. Because all we do for most of our lives is school. And it's nice to be able to be like, I got a job and lived for a long time in China. What did you do? Oh, lived at home.
So let me tell you about an argument I got into with this Chinese guy. Okay. So it was at lunch, and he was kind of like, so in China, like everything's like super crowded, of course. So like when you go to the cafeteria, like you would just like sit with like some random person or whatever, even if you don't like know them. So me and my two friends were sitting at this table, and there was this like Chinese guy there, and he was like started talking to me, like, because he knew a bit of English, and he was just like, so like you are African American, and I kind of take offense to that term because I hate that as a person of color in America there has to be like some type of like qualifier before like American, like you are Asian American, you're Hispanic American, like, I mean, like, you don't call like white people like Caucasian American, like whatever American, like you're just American. So I was like telling him like, no, I'm just like American. And he was just like, and he said it in Chinese, like, oh no, Feijo, like Megua, or something like that, like African American. And I was just like, I am American. And he was just like, no, but like your family is from Africa. And I'm just like, 300 years ago or like something like that. Like, no, I am American. Like that's where my identity comes from, stuff like that. But like he just like couldn't like process that, and I don't know. It's so mind-boggling when I run into things like that in China, because I'm just like, you know, the president's black. Like you see black people. Like, you see like the NBA at least. Like you know that there are black people in America, but it's just, I don't know. They have a weird. I think they just forget sometimes, like selective memory or something like that. But also once, so I went on this trip to Trenzhou, like another city nearby, a school trip, and our tour guide, she, I think she asked me if I was from Africa or something like that, and I was like, no, like I'm from America, like we have black people, like even our president's black. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, like Obama, like he's black. And she's like, I thought he was from India. And I was just like, you're kidding. You're kidding.
Uber, as a foreigner in China, you can only use your Visa card, Visa, Amex, American Express, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine, but I'm not going to charge an Uber ride to a credit card, you know, that's crazy. And of course, you know, I have my US bank account still, but it's still, you know, a hassle for me to send money home, so I just use Didi.Cha. And so my point of saying that is like, you know, I hate having to like watch the taxi drivers and what to do because I gotta be in control because I don't want them to cheat me and shit like that, stuff like that. So, you know, I just gotta like just let go of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I started doing Didi.Cha. I'm like, hey, you know, just use the map, use Baidu Maps, just get me there the quickest possible way.
When we first came here, we would get in the taxis and we would ask Docha-chen, meaning how much is the taxi, and they would tell us the price between 30 and 50 yen. So what we didn't know is that they're supposed to be turning on the meter. So when we found that out, that it's illegal, that it's illegal for them not to turn on the meter, we took advantage of that.
Okay, basically we got in the cab and we told him to turn on the meter, but he didn't turn on the meter. So once we got to, we were coming back to campus. Once we got back to school, we hopped out the car and we walked away. And of course, he hopped out the car and was chasing us like, you know.
He got out the car, he followed us. He kept telling us that we're supposed to pay 50 yen.
Yeah. Basically, we told him, you know, we're gonna call the police. So now I woke up security guard because he kept chasing Chanel.
Yes, like he was getting closer, and I was backing up, and he kept saying, you know, 50 yen, 50 yen. And so I let him speak in my app, and it translated to the starting price was 15 yuan, but really the starting price was only 10. So either way, he was trying to get over on us.
I just walked away. Once we pulled up, I knew what was going on. So, and then eventually he just stopped walking,
That's
chasing
the first
us.
time I ever ran out of a cab, actually.
Really?
La Dutza is spicy stomach. Diarrhea.
Yeah.
Purest form. Diarrhea. You're shitting hard. Can I say that? You're shitting hard. And it's ridiculous.
Is it hard or is it loose?
Loose.
It's loose.
Medusa is loose bowels. It like, you know what? No, it's not even loose.
It's like loose bowel syndrome.
It's
the Chinese form.
It's water. It's water.
Cause I'm okay, bro. I don't even speak on this shit.
Water from the rear
feeling,
end.
That's all.
That's Medusa. And you can't control it. Once you pop, you can't stop.
For me, I ate some dirty oysters. They weren't clean, but they came in a box. So I was like, oh, and they're French. So I was like, oh, maybe they're like
in a box.
Yeah, it was like
okay. Scott's had a lot of ever since he's been in China. It's okay because he eats everything.
But no,
so
the
it's okay.
one with the oysters, that I wanted to die. I had food poisoning back in America, but La Dutza made me want to kill myself. Like that shit was a whole new level.
For me, I usually don't even shit that often. Like I shit once a day. Like that's it, bruh. If that, like I don't even like to shit. And when I shat more than 3 times, but that's the past to the shit, man. When I shat 3 times, more than 3 times in one day, I knew there was a problem. That day and the day before, I didn't eat nothing, so I'm like, did it come from what I ate 2 days before? Did it come from like the water? Cause like the water out here in China is like not, not the best quality. Don't drink. Yeah, I know not to drink it, but I was telling Lamar like, when I brush my teeth, I don't even use like the faucet water to brush my teeth. I use like bottled water. But when I was in Dalian this past weekend, I was using the faucet water, so maybe like my stomach just wasn't used to it that time, and that's what fucked it up a little bit. I don't know. Or one of my friends that was in Dalian, she told me, she was like, maybe something that you ate. Like I ate like this. Shit was good as fuck. It was like this bacon, ham, and egg sandwich. She was like, maybe they just didn't cook it all the way this time. Cause every time I go to Dalian, I've been twice, stayed in the same place twice, ate the same thing twice. She said maybe this time they just didn't cook it all the way, and maybe that's what it is.
Good afternoon. I am the creator of Black in China. I'm really bad at talking into cameras, so I'm gonna look this way. It'll look like I'm reading cue cards, I guess.